So I've got two things that I would like to put on the table today. Sommer vandag, hoors my broer, away. Daai manne moet ook opkom. Because I want to quickly tell you two things. As a person in politics, as a member of a city council, as a South African, wil ek gou met julle praat oor iets wat op hierdie oomblik my hart ruk. Inteendeel, dit maak my sommer moerig en dit donder. So I'm going to talk my heart out because remember, I'm not actually a politician, I'm in politics, but I'm one of you. Ek is een van julle. I'm a South African. So laat ek gou my hart en my mond en my bek gou spoel op TikTok so that I can make it clear what I'm going to do next week as a person that leads a political party in this country for the past 3 years. In other words, I'm going to do something for you because I'm your voice, and if I'm not your bloody voice, then move on. But I'm going to tell you Monday what I'm going to do, and I think by now you know if I tell you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And that is clear. So number one, I want to speak about the absolute shocking way this government is treating our elderly and the people that have been put on pension. Ek wil dit baie duidelik gou maak. Ek praat nou namens ons oueres en ons pensionaars in hierdie land. In other words, nomslanje apa ithetha igogo umadala nomslanje. This government with its absolute spineless, boneless, cowardice president, Cyril Ramaphosa, Mamela, Mr. President. Now, I'm not going to respect you as a man anymore. I will respect your rank and I will absolutely respect your office. But as a leader in this country, I am no longer respecting you. And why? I'll tell you why. Not just because you're a coward, but because your government yesterday announced the new increases on the people's pensions of this country. And you know how much you gave them as an increase? 10 rand. You gave the pensioners in this country a raise of 10 rand. Jy het gister besluit dat die pensionarisse in hierdie land moet 'n groot som verhoging op hulle pensioen kry van 10 rand. 10 rand. Mamela Ntati, usero nomslanje. Apa u decision ufuna imali, apa u madala ugogo, u increase u 10 rand. 10 rand matabane. 10 rand koop nie 'n brood nie. 10 rand koop nie eers 'n bottel melk nie. Wat 'n godskreiende skande. How dare you, Cyril Ramaphosa, insult our elderly with 10 rand. Now the reason you've done this is because you don't buy your own milk and your own bread. We as the taxpayer do that for you. So your excuse at this moment to give our people that have lived 70, 80, God willing 90 years through hell, through apartheid and so-called freedom, that have given most of their lives to build this country and to make sure that I, as a generation, my children and grandchildren, have a life. And what you do to them is you give them 10 rand. You should be shocked and you should be shamed. So as a political leader in this country, I am calling you a coward and I'm calling you out. Because I have had a grandfather and a grandmother who I loved. And if they were alive to see what you as an ANC government is now doing, I don't know how I would have been able to explain. So dit is 'n duidelike boodskap aan hierdie regering. Die UIM kom vir julle. Moenie worry daaroor. Ons is op pad. En ek wil vir elke persoon sê wat 'n ouma en 'n oupa het, 'n ma en 'n pa wat 'n pensionaris is. We're not going to leave it here. Because this is in actual fact a huge letdown of human rights as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not going to leave it here. Vragtig, ek gaan dit nie hier los nie. Watch the space. And then the second thing that's now really getting up my spine is the news that certain organizations in this country are now saying they will not employ colored people in this country. And I'm using an example of the current alleged case in Joburg Metro Police, where a group of people that are colored, that work in that city, were overseen of being given permanent employment. Now, heaven forbid the day that in this country, 30 years after some of us like me fought in the struggle physically so that there is freedom for all and that there is the destruction of racialism in this country. And you brought it back. Not only is this going to cause now a major eruption in me, but I have a councillor in the city of Joburg, en hoor my, en ek is jammer om dit te sê, reguit te sê, hoor my, die kak gaan spat. I'm guaranteeing you that. Hoor my, maandag spat die kak. Want die dag wat ons weer terug gaan op die velkleur, om vir mense te sê jy mag en jy mag nie, moet ons regtig kyk na waar ons gekom het na 30, 80 jaar. Nou, omdat ek 'n Kaapenaar is, sê ek gou vir die wêreld, ek sê dit hy, hoor my mooi, Neil de Beer, jou politieke leier in die land, ek wil gou vir jou iets sê, julle kak is geboek in Johannesburg. Ek sê dit hy, hoor my mooi, ek's 'n politieke leier in die land, ek is in die stadsraad van Johannesburg, en julle sê, julle gaan nie kleerlinge, coloureds, gaan julle nie werk gee nie nou, wragtig hoor my mooi. In die naam van 'n man, 'n coloured, sy naam was Anton Frans, hoor my mooi, in die naam van Ashley Creel, julle kan kom, en die dag toe Anton Frans gemoor word, deur 50 mense, in die land, in something you call the Battle of Athlone, het Anton Frans opgestaan terwyl hulle hom doodmaak en hy het gesê, kom haal my as jy kan. Almal op TikTok wat nou vir my luister, sprei hierdie woord tot 1 miljoen, maar ons gaan dit nie hier laat nie. Okay, I'm coming to Joburg next week, and hell will come with me. Because the day that we are doing this kind of racism in this country is the day I will regret that I was ever a member of Umkhonto weSizwe, that I fought for the freedom of this country so that this never happens again. In the words of Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, never ever again will this happen in this country. So julle wat dit nou gedoen het, I'm bringing thunder and hell with me. Sê vir hulle, Neil de Beer is op pad. I'm coming. And you will regret the day that you ever said to a person of the colored, black, white or Indian community in this country, you are not good enough. Julle gat gaan brand. Het hom, sprei hom. May God have you a good weekend, inshallah. And just remember one thing, God created all men to be equal. But certain people think they are more equal than others. En julle gatte gaan brand Tsak sy. Vat dit maar van my af. Shukran. Have a good day. I'm going to have a great weekend. But die tornado's kom van geregtigheid. Thank you for listening to me always. To you 6,000 people on my TikTok, thank you very much. Spray it. And when I get to Joburg, I expect you to come help me. Want ons gaan dit nie daar los nie. Love you. May God bless you. Mag Here julle seën. And let's stick together. Remember, South Africa first. God number one. Vat hom.